If you work in finance, you've probably noticed how demanding your role has become. There's more data to manage, rising compliance demands, and added pressure to deliver strategic insights, all in real time. Finance teams are now expected to pair strategic analysis alongside traditional reporting. Growing compliance complexity and tightening business pressures will only accelerate these changes. The more prepared you are for these shifts in accounting, the easier it will be to keep your finance operation efficient, accurate, and audit-ready. In this video, we'll look at the key trends shaping what's next for accounting teams, not just as a list of new technologies, but as practical shifts in how the role is evolving and what those shifts mean for your business. What you'll learn: how accounting is playing a bigger role in driving business decisions and performance, what global growth means for complexity, fraud risk, and workloads, why integrated automation is essential to scale without adding headcount, where AI is delivering tangible value today, and why trust and transparency around the technology matter. Trend 1. Accounting teams are becoming more strategic. Finance leaders are increasingly expected to guide strategic decisions, help their businesses respond to external change, and support both domestic and international growth. This expansion beyond core responsibilities, like month-end close, is happening quickly. According to our Global Finance Outlook research, almost 3/4 of finance teams report being asked to play a more strategic role in driving business growth. At the same time, 30% struggle to meet leadership pressure for better decision-making data. It puts accountants in a tough spot. They are being asked to deliver more insight and analysis, yet they are still wasting hours on manual work as they try to manage increasing transaction volumes, multiple entities, and sometimes multiple currencies without making mistakes. As expectations continue to rise, the traditional accounting role will inevitably be stretched. Providing teams with more support will be crucial. But will that support be human or digital? The question goes beyond whether to add headcount or automate. It's how to equip existing teams with tools that enable both efficiency and strategic focus. Trend 2. Global scale and multi-entity complexity are now the default. More organizations are operating across borders or expanding into multiple entities, each with its own suppliers, currencies, and tax jurisdictions. 35% of companies told us their business priorities are becoming increasingly global in the next 12 to 24 months. Doing business across borders brings opportunity, but there's a worrying trade-off. 83% of finance teams report increased workloads as their business scales, globally or through new entities. That's because every new market, supplier, and jurisdiction adds another layer of complexity. Even teams that don't see themselves as global feel the impact through tariffs, regulatory change, and international partners. With new rules to follow and more data to reconcile, accounting teams without the right tools will inevitably slow down and make mistakes. Trend 3. Compliance and fraud risk are rising with growth. More transactions and jurisdictions mean higher chances for compliance issues and fraud. Manual controls just don't scale well under pressure. As readers of our Global Finance Outlook paper will know, 43% of finance teams report more compliance issues or errors in the past year than ever before. 72% struggle to keep up with evolving international tax regulations. 60% say fraud is a growing concern across accounts payable processes. What used to be manageable through manual spot checks and reviews is clearly becoming harder to control when payment workflows span multiple entities, currencies, and systems. As a result, accounting teams are carrying more responsibility and risk than ever before. They need new, efficient ways to ensure accuracy and security while keeping workloads manageable. What all of this means for accounting teams. Together, our first 3 trends paint a clear picture. Workloads are increasing, but resources aren't. Visibility and control are harder to maintain, and traditional accounting models are under strain. That is where the next shift begins. Trend 4. Integrated accounting automation is becoming essential. Automation used to be about saving time and improving efficiency while avoiding errors. Now, it's just as much about scalability, resilience, and freeing up time to focus on higher value strategic work. Finance teams spend an average of 11 hours per week on manual accounts payable tasks. Only 7% say their AP operations are fully automated. At the same time, 64% worry that a lack of automation will limit their ability to scale. As businesses grow, whether globally, domestically, or across multiple entities, mass payouts, supplier payments, and high-volume disbursements all add operational strain. Cost pressures and talent shortages mean teams can't simply hire more people to keep up. This is where accounting automation becomes a practical, sustainable way to handle higher transaction volumes without increasing headcount. Crucially, it works best when it extends existing ERP and accounting systems rather than replacing them. In other words, through integrated automation. For example, Tipalti's AP automation software automatically syncs invoice data, approvals, and payment statuses with NetSuite, Xero, QuickBooks, SAP V1, Microsoft Sage Intacct, and other accounting platforms. The results are fewer manual handoffs, less rekeying, more accurate closes at month end. Tipalti's platform also embeds built-in compliance controls into its workflow, including tax reform collection, IRS compliant validation, and OFAC list screening. Ultimately, with fully integrated automation, accounting teams can manage higher volumes while keeping controls, audit trails, and job satisfaction intact. Trend 5. AI is moving from experimentation to practical use, but trust matters. Once a future concept, AI is now delivering tangible value for progressive finance teams. 77% of finance professionals surveyed in our Global Finance Outlook consider AI and automation essential for more strategic finance work. AI is also the #1 future investment priority for accounts payable, with teams that use it reporting time savings of 44% and cost savings of 34%. At the same time, adoption is cautious. Yet, despite 55% expressing strong optimism, nearly half remain cautious, highlighting concerns around untested outputs, lack of workflow verification, and unclear safeguards. The biggest barrier isn't the fear of change, but trust. Finance teams want to know where AI draws its data from and how its decisions are made, and they want the flexibility to review and override outcomes when needed. That's why integration with existing systems, data quality, and auditability matter. AI adoption accelerates and succeeds when it's embedded into the controlled, transparent accounting workflows teams already trust, not bolted on as an afterthought. At a practical level, that means AI working inside existing finance systems to match invoices and purchase orders directly in your ERP, flag anomalies or potential fraud before payments get approved, maintain clear audit trails across approvals, changes, and payments, streamline onboarding and validation for contractors, creators, and suppliers at scale. Prepare your business for the next phase of accounting. Accounting is changing because it has to. Scale, risk, and rising expectations are reshaping the role, and the trends heading in the next 12 months point in a clear direction. Accounting teams need to be more automated, resilient, and focused on insight. No longer just the guardians of books, they're expected to translate complex financial data into actionable decisions. Leaders who combine strong ERP foundations with trusted, integrated automation will be better positioned to adapt as these changes accelerate. To explore how successful finance teams are putting new technologies and stronger controls into practice, download Tipalti's Finance Automation Playbook. If you found this video useful, please like and subscribe for more accounting insights.